my name is Amy Lee.
And I'm Becky Brossman.
Today we are going to make a Greek dish based on my culture that I've been researching.
It's called tzatziki, and it's Greek yogurt based. And some people eat it with chips, but we're going to eat it with pita bread instead. So the first thing you do is you peel half a cucumber.
I've personally been to Greece, and every meal that we had at Greece for lunch and dinner, we always ordered this first, and it went with the bread, which you also have for every meal. There, normally with the vegetables, they have to wash their vegetables because of all the different things that they have for their crops. But most of their vegetables are very fresh, and they get them fresh daily to every market and to every restaurant.
So then you just slice the cucumber into tiny pieces, but first you have to make sure that you deseed the cucumber.
After she deseeds the cucumber, we're going to put it into a bowl, because in order for it to go in the dip properly, you have to get all the water out of it, or most of the water out of it. And cucumbers have a high percent of water in them. So we're going to put it in a bowl with salt in order to take out a lot of the water, and we let it sit for 30 minutes. They recommend using kosher salt. I don't know if there's a difference between regular salt and kosher salt for a reason that you have to use it, or if it's just because it's kosher. But we're going to use kosher salt. And also you should put a paper towel with it in order to ensure you get as much water out as possible. Greece people are very, very fond of fresh vegetables and fruits, and they like to have them in most meals that they have. So you're supposed to use about a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. You can probably estimate it. It's not really for flavoring. It's more so just to get the water out. So, and then after you do this, you're going to want to let it sit for a half hour. We've already been letting one sit for a half hour, so that we can continue our video. Okay, so now, after this, we're going to take the cucumbers and we're going to cut them actually into like very small pieces, kind of like if you would like mince a garlic or something, which we're going to do as well. So with this, we're going to start out with
1.5 cups of Greek yogurt.
Don't do that. It says to use plain Greek yogurt. It doesn't really matter the brand. We're just using the Great Value brand, but probably if you have a flavor that you enjoy, you can probably add that as well. Greek yogurt has just started being big in the U.S., however, obviously the Greeks have used it for a very long time. They also call it, it's their liquid cheese, I think is what they call it. So we have the Greek yogurt, and then we have to add some dill weed. They recommend that you use fresh dill weed, however we don't have any fresh dill weed, so we're going to use the shake dill weed. But over in Greece they obviously use fresh dill weed because you can find it anywhere. I know that when I was there, my house that I stayed at was up on a mountain, and we literally walked like a quarter mile up the road, and they were just selling fresh like herbs and spices straight out of like a house everywhere. So it's very easy to get fresh things there. So then we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of dill weed. And then right now Becky is smashing up the garlic. If you know how to mince garlic, that's what she's about to do.
Just gonna cut it finely.
Okay. This isn't really a heavy entree. It's more so just a light thing that they have because in Greece they eat their dinner normally later on at night, like around 9 or 8. So because it's really hot in Greece, especially during the summers, so they don't want to eat their main meal during the middle of the day because it's too hot for that. So this is kind of something they would have like when they're relaxing around like 5 o'clock, so that they can all like sit around and talk outside before they actually have their dinner. And we also need some lemon juice. Okay, you're going to use 4.5 teaspoons of the lemon juice. Okay, so then we're going to mix this all up together. And you're supposed to let it sit for 2 hours in the fridge just to let everything soak in together and marinate kind of. However, we don't have 2 hours that we're going to wait, so we're going to try it anyway. It's not like it's going to hurt you.
So we just have some pita, and I'll just cut it up into triangles.
You can either use like your raw pita that you get for like a sandwich, or you can toast it. They also put this on like sandwiches and other types of things. So, do you want to try it? Do you want me to try it? That's good. And that is our dish for today.